Good morning and sliding into afternoon. Judy Allen here, San Antonio, Texas, with Ventress Stampin'. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm also feeding to Zoe and Nana Stamping. So I actually have two sites on Facebook. One I do with my granddaughter, and then one I do with here. So today we're going to make a penguin shaker card from Snowy Wonder Bundle. And we're also going to do some mix and matching. So you'll see what we do as we go to create it. And I'm going to give you another sneak peek of Retreat to Go. All right, so let's go down the hands and let's do this, right? It's Wednesday, half the week is over, weekend will soon be here. So here's what we finished up last week, which is shaker card, right? And today we're going to make a shaker ornament. So we're using the same ideas and everything else, but we're just going to make it into an ornament, all right? So we're going to do some similar things, and I'm going to give you a sneak peek right now because this shaker ornament is going to look very nice with this Retreat to Go card, right? Just a simple card, right? Not overly complicated, but just really cute. Those pink penguins do all the work for you. And we actually embossed the cardstock front and back, right? So I'm going to put that aside just so you see where we're headed. And here's these peppermint. These are sold out again. They're on back order, so they'll be coming. I have a few extra ones from the retreat, for the retreat and everything, and also there. All right, so these penguins, I don't know if we discussed that last week, but so we have all kind of choices on penguins. Now the dies will cut out the penguin that has no hat, earmuffs, or anything, right? But the rest you'll have to hand cut or fussy cut, whatever you want to call it, right? So I've already done that in advance, as you can see here. So I've got two of these penguins right here that we're going to use. So we mixed and matched, right? So I mixed and matched dies, and we did some wording as well too. So this die right here goes to, let's see if I put them on the side for us, the Reindeer Fun Bundle, all right? So we're mix and matching this. This is also a embossing folder, right? So this is Snowflake Sky. And let's see what else I mixed and matched with. Well, we're going to use the words here, and the words are mixed and matched from Greetings of the Season. So the thing is if you don't have one particular thing, go through your stash and see what else you have. So it's going to go like this right here. And I'm going to show you some of the challenges to begin with, all right? So these are easy. These are just cut out with deckled circle dies. This is the one I just showed you with the reindeer. We're going to sit up here and add a little bit of color to this, just like we did last week. And then I would tell you the most challenging part to me, oh, I forgot to mention too that we used this embossing folder as well on this piece right here, is die cutting with other dies through vellum. So vellum is very thick. And you can see as I sat there and show you, I worked on die cutting more than one time. And this one here, I was able to get it through. I had to flip it over to get it to cut through there and all. All right, so there's options, right? So in this particular case, I can easily, oops, it's my glue. I can easily just come through in this line right here and finish it off, right? The main thing is the vellum's going to be hidden, all right? So nobody's going to see it. The other option is, and last week I did this, is I just made a square, right? So if I was going to make a square, I would sit up there and lay this over this here, because you can see, even from the one I was having trouble cutting through and I just gave up on, I actually could still use this. I would just cover it, right? Because nobody's going to see this. So I can either go ahead and use this and cut around the circle here. The other option would be is just square it, right? If you can, square it. This one might not work. Lots of times I can square things. This one might be a little testy on this. But the thing is, even if I started out with squaring this off on the outside, right, I could just trim it off with my scissors. So whatever is easiest for you to do, that is what I would recommend and suggest. Because the thing is when we go and make stuff for people for Christmas, or if you're like me, not this weekend, but the following weekend, first weekend in November, I'll be at Coker Fest. So the thing is that I need to do things that are going to be easy for me. So this is going to be hidden. So if you were to sew or do anything, right, scrapbooking, lots of times we can hide stuff behind our work. So that's what we're going to do here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and glue the vellum down. And then while it's gluing, I'm just going to sit there and we're going to put some color onto my snowflakes here that I embossed. So we're just going to come and just put the glue around here on the edges, because it's not going to be seen, right? I just showed you how it's going to be hidden behind the other. So, I mean, we could have just done a plain circle, right? But the thing is, just adding this little greenery from the reindeer bundle just gives a little extra character, right? So it's easy, you know, you can feed both dies through at the same time and do it all in one swoop. Or in that particular case, I actually did both of my outer circles first. Now I can tell you, I sit there in this paper is I could sit there and actually cut out 2 of the larger circles in one sweep, which was nice, right? I always like it when I can do. I'm just gonna put this down here a second while we do our color, so the vellum doesn't want to pop up, okay? And it's gonna dry. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this here. We're gonna take our blending brush. You know, to me it doesn't really matter if you used a smaller blending brush or the larger. This is one I had handy with my stuff right here. It's just all out of the way for me. Okay, and we're going to use these in just a moment. So we're just going to set some of this stuff aside that we're going to be using, and we're going to add some color. Now, this is Pool Party, so it might not be a color that we traditionally think of, but we're going to use the Pool Party ribbon. So to tie it all together, I actually use this here from the Snow Globe, Snowy Wonders, and see how it matches? So we're going to use this to hold our ornament, our shaker card ornament. Alright, so we're just going to do this here. And I am looking for a sample of white that I can do this. Don't judge me. I mean, I have stuff I'm working on for. Just want to make sure I get enough color, but not like I see how I just dabbed that right there. So just always have something handy so that you can sit there and just do the color. So we're just going to brush some color here. Now they do have paper, right? Because on this card, you'll see the paper here, right? But I didn't want it that dark in the background, so that's why I'm doing this on an embossed piece there. I wanted to coordinate with the card, right? So the card is actually part of the retreat to go. The shaker is not. The shaker is part of some free tutorials I'll be giving away every Sunday, starting this Sunday, for the next several weeks going into November, getting us all ready for Christmas. Okay, so all you gotta do is subscribe to the newsletter and you'll get it. Now, if you want the kit for this, this is where the $35 or more between now and October 31st will get you the kit where everything's already cut for you, die cut, embossed and all. You get this. So as you can see now, see how this just, by adding the color, it's going to really pick up and look really nice with that, right? So what I'm going to do here now is we're going to see how, see how this dried really nice. All right, so now we're going to start working on, it's not completely dry, but it's working on it, right? So you got to keep that in mind when you're working with vellums. It's not going to be quick as other things, right? So we're going to actually put these guys together. So I'm going to have them touching hands just like I did on the card. Now I'm not going to put these up on dimensionals because of the fact that we're not going to have a whole lot of height, right? We're going to have the height of the strips, the adhesive strips. It's not adhesive strips, it's the, I don't know, I see them right here, just a second. So we're going to put strips right of foam. I was trying to think what it was, foam. So we're going to be using these strips, right? So when you look at this, this is the height of the strips, about the height of a regular dimensional. So if I put these penguins up on dimensionals, right, then it's going to have trouble being a shaker ornament. So I envision this to so there'd be something I can take to the Coker Fest and sit up there and have these available. Okay, So, and I use glue, right? Because it's just going to be better because it's going to be a shaker card and the fact that it's on lifted paper, right? So usually anytime I do lifted paper, I'll do that. All right, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add our foam strips around the circle here. So we're doing this a little bit different than we did last week, right? So it's a matter of what is easiest for you. So we all do things, some things are easier for us to do it one way and to do another. So if you have an easier way, be sure to share it, right? Because we all think differently and do things differently here. So we're just taking the strips and we're just going to add them. So yes, if you get this to go as a kit, right? So we have to we're going to give you the foam strip to be able to do it as well. Now, may actually cut it in half, right? Because the fact is that we just send it to you in an envelope versus a box or something. But we'll have it all together for you so you can easily make your own ornament. It's no use telling you we're going to send you a kit and not give you all the things you need. Not everybody has foam strips. In fact, usually I don't have foam strips except when I'm doing stuff like this. And we have retreats. Alright, so see how this is going to look right there? Okay, so we're going to do it differently, like I said, a little bit different than last week. I think you might like this a little bit better. And I'm just going to sprinkle just some of these over this. Right, so I want to make sure they're laying down, because the last week I had some that weren't laying down. I got them to lay down eventually, right, but I had to work with it. So I really don't want to have to work with anything today. I want life to be simple, quick, and easy, right, as possible. So just sprinkle some in here. You can do as many as you want. We have snow, right? We have snowflakes in the background. Last week I used, I think it was 1/8 of a teaspoon, and actually in the retreat for the shaker stuff we made, I actually used 1/8 of a teaspoon as well, because there's plenty in there, right? So next we're going to set it there, and now that we got this done, you can see how this is going to shape up, right? So this is not glued down, so if you see some of these have not come out yet, so don't worry about that. Lots of times messing with stuff, they'll come out on their own. And it's not going to be glued down because this is done right here. So it'll still fall out and it's still loose and you can work with it. So we're just going to put this right here, just like this here. All right. So all we're going to do is we're just going to take these off. We want to keep the snowflakes in. I did have little Mickey Mouses that my daughter sprinkled on me the other day. We had them all over the place. They would have been really cute in a shaker card. Might make that for my daughter. Because I can, right? Because I can. Alright, let's keep on going. Alright, there we go. Alright, so then all we're going to do is take this. And we're just going to center it. Just a minute, got it stuck to me. Okay. Move those out of the way. And you're just going to center it however you want it. So the nice thing about a circle is, before I stick this down, is you can shape this any way you want. You can turn it any way you want, right? So it's just however you want it to look is what we're going to do. So you're just going to put this down right here. So you can see my little snowmen, not penguins, not snowmen. Did snowmen last week. Alright, so then when we flip this over, now see that looks like it's not centered, right? But it's centered the way I want it, right? I got these guys right in the way I wanted it. I can be able to shape. So it doesn't matter what that looks like because we're going to cover this up in the end, okay? So like I said, if you've ever done any kind of sewing, scrapbooking, any of that kind of stuff, lots of times there's works behind the scenes that you can't see. All right, and that's what that's going to be. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I've already done this right here. And we're just going to attach these together. So here's going to be Merry Christmas, and then we're going to have this right here underneath it. And you can either do it where it's attached right here, which would be really great. Or we can just do it right here and let it hang. But we want it really to hide the work, right? So let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and add a little bit of glue here. And then we're just going to do Merry Christmas. So I'm just going to come along the edge, right? Because part of it's going to come down. And the Merry Christmas I'm going to put on with dimensionals. Originally I thought I was going to sit there and do this with dimensionals, but I was just trying to see how high I'd have to come up. I'm just going to go right here like this, and I'll put the other one on dimensionals, okay? So I'm just put it right here under the penguins. So, right, this when you use glue, it's very forgiving, right, for the most part in the very beginning. So, use it while you can. And then we're going to put this up on dimensionals. Just going to use regular dimensionals. I'm not going to use a foam adhesive. I could, but I don't need to. Alright, so we just have to look how we're going to position it, right? So I really want this on the lower portion. I really don't want to attach to the actual greenery that I cut out there. Okay, we're going to get this off. Yes, so be sure to leave a comment. I always like to know who's watching, what's going on out there, and if there's something you'd like to see us create in addition, we'll do that too. We're always looking for feedback. So I'm going to do the Merry Christmas right here. So it almost looks like a snow globe, right? Just like we did with the snow globes we did last week. So you can see how they're similar but different. And now we're going to add some of our peppermint bling here. And I'm going to see if I can do it just like we got the card there going there. And we got some medium-sized ones over here. Right, and we can add even a little one right up here. See how it just makes it really cute? Alright, but we're not finished, right? So we still have to do the ribbon. So we're going to come back here. And if you want to see how it's going to look, right, a lot of us are visual. And I'm actually just going to do it just like this here. And I'm just going to do it like this here. Okay? And that way you can just put your hook where you want to there. So that's about all I need, right? So we're just going to do this here. And I'm just going to, let's see, get that again. Right? It helps. I can see, so I can see, if you tilt it sideways, I can see the light coming through, and I can actually see the penguins. So that looks about right. Yep. Okay, so I'm just going to add a little glue. And then we're going to glue this other on top of it, right? So I can do it both ways. I can put it here. And put some glue here, just because I can. Right? Everything's because we can. Alright, and then I'm just going to add a little bit more glue up here. And then I can put this all the way around. So when you look at this right here, so you can look and see which edge was actually on top. So this has got the deckled here going toward the inside. And you can see this looks like the back side when I die cut. So I want the smoother edges look on the outside here. So all I'm going to do then is I'm just going to come here and I can actually... There you go. Just be sure to spread some around because this isn't going to attach to the front. This is just going to attach to the back. So you need to keep that in mind. Here's my smooth edges again. And I'm just going to line this up as best as I can. See here? So you can see most of all that's hidden. And there we go. Now, so it's not completely dry. So you still have, right, a little movability until it completely dries. Well, there's our shaker card. Just nice and easy. And look how it looks with the card we made to go with it. There you go. Just nice and easy. Make a shaker card. And we got matching items there. So I hope you enjoyed that, right? We made this last week, right? And we made these two guys here. So you'll get 2 cards and you'll get 2 shaker cards to make, right? So I hope you enjoyed that because it's all about creating, sharing, and giving, right? And making a difference in someone else's life. So that's what it's about. Creating, sharing, and giving. And with the holidays right around the corner, there's a lot of things going on. So now's a good time to get a head start and start making those items for Christmas and for those that you're going to give away as gifts or whether you sell it at a craft show, right? So be blessed. I look forward to seeing you next week. And I want to thank you for supporting us here on Adventurous Stamping as well as on Zoe and Nana Stamping. And also, we want to thank you for supporting us on YouTube, right, where we post all our videos, on Instagram as well. Be blessed, and I look forward to seeing you next week on Keep It Simple or Step It Up. And be sure, if you're not on our newsletter, to join so you'll get a free Christmas PDF tutorial this coming Sunday. All right, see you soon. Bye.